Good morning, everyone. Understanding a woman is often seen as a mystery or a challenge, but at its core, it is about empathy, respect, and genuine communication. Women, like all people, are unique individuals with their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences. To truly understand a woman, one must be willing to listen deeply and see the world from her perspective. Empathy is the foundation of truly understanding anyone. And when it comes to understanding a woman, it becomes even more important because it allows you to connect beyond surface level observations. Empathy means stepping into her shoes. Imagine how she feels, what she might be thinking, and how her experiences shape her worldview. It requires more than just sympathy or feeling sorry for someone. It means actively engaging with her emotions and trying to grasp her internal reality. To practice empathy, you must set aside your own assumptions and biases. This can be difficult because everyone views the world through the lens of their personal experiences and beliefs. But by consciously recognizing that her experiences might be very different from yours, you open the door to deeper understanding. For example, the challenges she faces at work, in relationships, or even within society might be influenced by factors you haven't personally encountered. When you acknowledge this, it helps you appreciate her responses and emotions in a new light. Empathy also requires active listening. Listening not just to respond, but to understand. It's about being fully present when she speaks, noticing the subtle clues in her tone and body language, and validating her feelings even if you don't immediately agree or understand them. Showing empathy means you don't rush to solve problems or dismiss emotions. Instead, you create a safe space where she feels seen and heard. In many ways, empathy builds trust. When a woman feels that you genuinely care about how she experiences the world, it strengthens the connection and encourages more open and honest communication. Over time, this empathetic approach lays the groundwork for deeper understanding and mutual respect. Active listening is much more than simply hearing the words someone says. It's a deliberate and conscious effort to fully understand the message being communicated, not just through spoken language, but through the emotions and nonverbal cues that accompany those words. When trying to understand a woman, active listening is an essential skill because it allows you to grasp the deeper meaning behind what she expresses. Often, people communicate more through tone of voice, facial expressions, and body language than through the actual words. A slight hesitation, a sigh, or a change in posture can convey feelings like frustration, sadness, or excitement that might not be explicitly stated. By paying attention to these subtle signals, you can better appreciate the full context of her thoughts and feelings. For example, she might say, "I'm fine," while her body language and tone suggest she's upset or stressed. Recognizing this discrepancy is crucial to understanding what's truly going on beneath the surface. Active listening also involves giving her your full attention. This means putting aside distractions like phones, computers, or other interruptions and focusing entirely on her. It's about making eye contact, nodding to show you're engaged, and using verbal affirmations like "I see" or "that sounds tough" to demonstrate that you're following her narrative. When she feels heard and understood, it encourages her to open up more deeply and share honestly. Moreover, active listening requires resisting the urge to interrupt or jump in with advice or solutions too quickly. Sometimes the best support you can offer is simply to listen without judgment or immediate response. This allows her to process her thoughts and emotions fully. By holding space for her feelings and experiences, you validate her perspective and create a stronger emotional connection. One of the most important aspects of understanding a woman is recognizing and respecting her individuality. It's easy to fall into the trap of stereotypes or generalizations, thinking that all women think, feel, or behave the same way. But the truth is, Every woman is a unique person, shaped by her own experiences, personality, values, and background. To truly understand her, you must see her as an individual rather than a representative of a group or category. Stereotypes often simplify complex human behaviors into narrow boxes, and relying on them can prevent genuine understanding. For example, assuming that a woman is always emotional or that she prefers certain interests simply because of her gender limits your ability to see who she really is. These assumptions create barriers to connection and can lead to misunderstandings or even resentment. Respecting individuality means taking the time to learn about her specific likes, dislikes, motivations, and fears. It means asking questions and being curious without judgment. It also means accepting that her way of expressing herself might differ from what you expect or what society might suggest. Some women may be outspoken and assertive, while others might be quiet and reflective. Some might prioritize career ambitions, others family or creative passions. And many will have a combination of all these traits in their own unique balance. When you honor her individuality, you send the message that you value her for who she truly is. This creates a space where she feels comfortable being authentic and open. It also enriches your understanding by allowing you to appreciate the full spectrum of her personality and experiences rather than relying on cliches or preconceived notions. Ultimately, respecting individuality is about acknowledging that everyone is a complex human being with their own story. This mindset helps you move beyond surface level judgments and cultivate a deeper, more meaningful connection. Open communication is one of the most powerful tools for understanding a woman, or anyone for that matter. It goes beyond just exchanging words. It's about creating a safe and supportive environment where she feels comfortable expressing her true thoughts, feelings, and concerns without fear of judgment or dismissal. When communication flows openly, it builds trust and deepens the connection, allowing both parties to understand each other more clearly and authentically. Encouraging honest dialogue means being approachable and non-defensive when she shares her feelings. Sometimes women might hesitate to express themselves fully because they worry about being misunderstood, dismissed, or criticized. By showing genuine interest and patience, you create the kind of space where she can speak freely and honestly. This openness also means accepting vulnerability, both hers and your own. Because real understanding often comes from moments of honesty that reveal insecurities, hopes, or fears. It's also important to foster a two-way conversation rather than a one-sided exchange. Encourage her to share her perspective and be willing to share yours too. This mutual openness strengthens the relationship and helps avoid misunderstandings that arise from assumptions or unspoken expectations. When both sides communicate transparently, it becomes easier to resolve conflicts, align on goals, and support each other through challenges. Open communication also involves clarifying when things are unclear. If you don't understand something she says, ask thoughtful questions rather than making guesses. This shows that you are genuinely invested in understanding her point of view and that you respect the nuances of what she's sharing. Finally, remember that communication isn't just about speaking, but also about creating a rhythm of dialogue that respects timing and emotional readiness. Sometimes it means knowing when to talk and when to listen quietly, giving her space to gather her thoughts before continuing. Patience is a crucial virtue when it comes to understanding a woman, or anyone for that matter. Genuine understanding does not happen overnight. It is a gradual process that unfolds over time as trust builds and layers of personality, experience, and emotion are revealed. Rushing this process or expecting immediate clarity can create pressure, misunderstandings, or even cause the other person to shut down. Every woman processes her thoughts and emotions differently. Some may need time to articulate what they are feeling or to make sense of complex emotions before sharing them. Patience means giving her the emotional space she needs without pushing for quick answers or expecting her to conform to your timeline. It means being present and supportive even when the path to understanding isn't straightforward or when progress seems slow. Patience also involves accepting moments of confusion or misunderstanding as natural parts of any relationship. Instead of becoming frustrated when you don't immediately get it, use those moments as opportunities to listen more carefully and to ask gentle, open-ended questions. Showing that you're willing to stick around and keep trying, even when it's challenging, demonstrates your genuine care and respect. Furthermore, emotional patience means allowing her to express a range of feelings, even difficult ones like anger, sadness, or disappointment, without judgment or attempts to quickly fix the situation. Sometimes what she needs most is not a solution, but someone who can hold space for her emotions while she works through them. This kind of patience creates a safe environment where vulnerability is welcomed and honesty can flourish. It helps dismantle walls built by past hurts or fear of being misunderstood. Over time, as patience and understanding deepen, so does the connection, paving the way for a more authentic and lasting relationship. One of the most important lessons in understanding a woman is learning to accept and appreciate her differences rather than trying to change her to fit your expectations or ideals. Every person brings a unique set of values, preferences, and ways of thinking into a relationship. Instead of viewing these differences as obstacles or problems, recognizing them as opportunities for growth and enrichment is essential. Trying to change someone often comes from a place of misunderstanding or desire to control, which can create tension and resentment. When you attempt to mold a woman into what you think she should be, you risk undermining her identity and damaging trust. True understanding and connection come from embracing her authentic self, the person she is, not the person you want her to be. Appreciating differences means valuing the qualities and perspectives she brings, even if they don't align perfectly with your own. For example, she may have different ways of expressing affection, handling conflict, or prioritizing her goals. Instead of criticizing or dismissing these, try to see what they reveal about her personality and values. This attitude not only fosters respect, but also enriches your own worldview, allowing you to grow as an individual. It's also important to recognize that differences don't always mean opposition. Often they complement each other, bringing balance and diversity to a relationship. Where one person may be more spontaneous, the other might be more methodical. Together, they create harmony. Embracing these contrasts can lead to stronger, more dynamic partnerships. Moreover, acceptance is a way of showing unconditional respect. It sends a powerful message that you value her unconditionally, which encourages openness and vulnerability. When she feels accepted for who she truly is, she is more likely to share her inner thoughts and emotions without fear. Ultimately, embracing differences cultivates an environment where both individuals feel safe to be their authentic selves. It moves the relationship from a place of negotiation and compromise to one of mutual respect and celebration. Understanding a woman means appreciating the depth and complexity of her emotions. Unlike simple or straightforward feelings, emotions often exist in layers, sometimes overlapping, sometimes contradictory. Recognizing this emotional depth is key to truly connecting with her on a meaningful level. Women, like all people, experience a wide range of emotions that can shift rapidly or coexist simultaneously. For example, she might feel joy and sadness at the same time, or confidence mixed with vulnerability. These nuanced emotional states are often influenced by past experiences, current circumstances, and even subconscious thoughts. Being aware that emotions aren't always black and white helps prevent misunderstandings and allows you to respond with greater sensitivity. Sometimes what she expresses outwardly might be just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath a calm or composed exterior, there may be a swirl of feelings, anxiety, hope, frustration, or excitement that aren't immediately visible. By recognizing this, you learn to look beyond surface reactions and appreciate the full emotional landscape she's navigating. Understanding emotional depth also requires patience and careful attention. It's not always easy for someone to articulate what they are feeling, especially when those feelings are complicated or conflicting. Offering her the time and space to explore and express these emotions without judgment can help her feel safe and supported. Additionally, emotional depth often means that she may have emotional triggers or sensitivities shaped by past experiences. Being mindful of these can help you avoid unintentionally causing hurt and instead respond with compassion. Sometimes a seemingly small comment or situation can evoke a strong emotional response because of these deeper layers. By acknowledging and respecting this emotional complexity, you communicate that you see her as a whole person with a rich inner life. This recognition fosters empathy and creates a foundation for deeper emotional intimacy. Understanding a woman is not something that happens once and then is complete. It is an ongoing journey that requires continual effort, curiosity, and openness. Just as people grow and change over time, so too do their thoughts, feelings, and needs. Committing to ongoing learning means recognizing that understanding her fully is a dynamic process, not a fixed destination. This commitment involves regularly checking in with her to see how she's feeling, what she's thinking, and how her experiences might be evolving. Life circumstances such as career changes, relationships, family dynamics, and personal growth can all influence who she is and how she interacts with the world. Being attentive to these changes shows that you respect her evolving identity and want to stay connected to her true self. Ongoing learning also means being willing to adapt your perceptions and assumptions. Sometimes what you thought you understood may shift as you gain new insights or as she expresses herself differently. Being open to updating your understanding prevents stagnation and helps maintain a healthy, vibrant relationship. Furthermore, this process requires humility, acknowledging that you don't have all the answers and that misunderstandings are natural. When you approach understanding with a mindset of curiosity and learning, you create space for honest dialogue and growth. It encourages you to ask questions, listen carefully, and seek clarification without judgment. Committing to ongoing learning also means embracing the surprises and complexities that come with truly knowing someone. It's about celebrating the discovery of new facets of her personality, interests, and dreams that might emerge over time. This continuous discovery keeps the relationship fresh and meaningful. Ultimately, this lifelong commitment to learning about her fosters deeper connection, trust, and respect. It moves beyond superficial understanding to a profound appreciation of who she is in every phase of her life. In conclusion, understanding a woman is not about decoding a mystery or following a set of rigid rules. It is about embracing empathy, patience, respect, and open communication. It's about valuing her individuality and recognizing the rich emotional world she carries within. Most importantly, it is a continuous journey of learning and growing together. When we commit ourselves to this journey with genuine intention and an open heart, we build connections that are deep, meaningful, and lasting. Understanding a woman enriches not only her life, but ours as well, creating relationships grounded in trust, love, and mutual respect. Thank you for listening, and I hope these ideas inspire you to approach every relationship with greater compassion and curiosity.